Hello, hi, welcome, and thank you for being here. I hope you are having a beautiful day, a beautiful night. We're gonna dive right in, do a timeless collective reading whenever it finds you. It's the right time. See what resonates, leave what doesn't, and remember that divine inner guidance is in you. Try to make balanced decisions between logic and intuition, so your decisions are sound and based in love for the highest, greatest good of everyone. So we're all uplifted in love. We're going to start with the life and career. See what God, Source, Holy Spirit, Grace, Consciousness, our higher selves, angels, and energies of love have for the highest and greatest good of all. What would be helpful right now for the collective to know in life and career? Please and thank you. Innovation. So this is like the card that wants to come out for you. You guys must be very creative, or you're sitting on a really good idea you're supposed to put into motion. This is where you also have to release an old pattern, release an old way of thinking. Think outside the box. It's in you. Some of you just have to open up the box and let something out. If you're holding on to something really tight, a structure, a certain way of doing something, I see like bullet points, the itinerary, the agenda, the timeline. You need to break that up a little bit, because as soon as you break something up, color outside the lines, think outside the box, get a little creative, get in the flow. That's when something brilliant is going to come through, and it's going to come through you. Like you're the one that's going to think of this. So it's also a bit like the magician. I do feel like some of you need to completely take something apart, look at all those parts again, and put it back together, but in a different way. It's kind of like the magician here, an inventor. So if you put it back together and that doesn't feel right, take it apart again and then put it back together again. You will need to come up with new strategies to keep your plans in motion, because old ways are becoming outdated. They're starting not to work or flow as good as they did in the past. So invent, create, test new ideas. I feel like you just have to try something in a new way. It doesn't mean you have to change what you were doing, but you have to change how you were doing it. Change your approach. Let's get another one. Clarity on innovation for the collective, please and thank you. Ups and downs. I feel like that's maybe putting something back together. It didn't quite work. Take it down, take it apart, put it back together. So there could be a situation that kind of was in and out, up and down. It looks like this is around and around. What I like about this, and I'm not even reading the message yet, is that spiral staircase. Except that there's that big wall, that pillar kind of standing in the middle. Because when I think of the spiral, I think of not the square, not A, B, C, D. It's a more feminine approach, like the Nautilus shell. So when you're going up and down a spiral staircase, it's getting to see every little angle instead of just that way, now left, now that way. I feel like you're missing the in-between when you do something too rigid. But it looks like there is something here in between. And I don't know why I just saw that as an elevator. So let's see what this says. This says, at your work right now, there is potential for both advancement and stagnation. See if there's hope, but allow yourself to move on if needed. This is putting a lot of the energy into you, free will. And I feel like this is coming through because everybody's situation is a little bit different. If you were in the position where you thought you would move up, you thought the money would get better, you'd lay a, solid foundation, but then it never seems to get there. You're never really promoted. You're not even growing in that skill that you thought you would when you went in. Then it is telling you to reevaluate that situation. And if you need to move on, let something go, move on. But maybe you do have to look at everything, at different angles here. If some of you know that if you just put in some time, you know, there might be some plateaus, but that's still creating a base, or that's still bringing you a skill or strength. And you can see that there's that possibility to get on the elevator. Maybe it's a little extra effort on your part, or it's just a timing thing. I even see that for some of you, it's just you're the right person for the job, but the job has to become available or created. Then I feel like the plateau is, it's not like you're really going down, you're just kind of stable. So if you feel stable, but you have the desire to grow, what do you need to do to have that growth come in a little faster? I do see some of you maybe taking like an extra course or class on the side. Like I kind of see like extra credit, but I don't really think it's like, I mean, maybe some of you are in school, but it's sort of like that. You do it, you're the one that does a little bit extra. I feel like that might get you noticed, but I don't feel like it's hard work. I actually feel like whatever extra you're doing is because you're either really natural at it and it's actually pretty easy for you to do, or it's kind of fun because you feel like you're growing somehow and you feel good about that growth. Okay, let's get one more. I feel like we should get one more. What is one more message? For the collective, please and thank you. Investment. Maybe that's that little extra. There's something, I mean, the investment could be investment in education, investment in yourself. It could be an actual investment or investing. So while you're in this situation that's sometimes up, sometimes down, sometimes plateaued, you're still somehow building something for future flow to come back in your life. So whatever it is here, I mean, here it's like a Bitcoin. That could be crypto. That could be stocks. That could be metals. That could be property. That could be anything. You have to do your own research here. You have to not just go do one source or talk to one person. And I do feel like this investment is something you need to put a little extra time in on the side, but it's going to be well worth the investment of your time. That, you know, like a weekend here or there, or an extra hour here and there, because it's going to recirculate really big. I hear energy, but I wanted to say money into your life in the future. Sometimes this is just little tiny things that build up, and sometimes it's something big or small that builds up all here in a lump sum later. And I feel like I have to sneeze. Hold on, I'm gonna pause you. Just one big one. All right, so let's continue. Maybe it's a release. Maybe it's one, you know, solid investment that you have to, maybe it's just, you know, one thing you have to let go of or invest in. Did I even read this? I don't think I did. Invest in your education and make some big plans for the future. Take calculated risks, but save something to fall back on. You know, don't put all your eggs in one basket here. I feel like it's maybe just one by one. And then I feel like you should just hold off. I feel like you should hold off. And I see a whole chart. Like I'm looking at all these gears here. So don't focus on one little tiny investment. I feel like you have to look at the whole picture. The whole plan, or how everything fits together somehow. I hope that made sense. See how that resonates for you. I do feel like we should pull another career card, but different deck. So let's go to, this is the money moves. What are some more messages when it comes to money, investment, time, career, school, education? For some of you, that education might be just somebody you know that knows a little bit more than you, or more in an area that is not your expertise, and it's not like an official school, but maybe I actually see you just having lunch with someone often, or like maybe you meet on like the lunch break, or this is somebody you can call here and there. And I don't feel like it's one conversation that's going to get you anywhere. I feel like it's multiple, but for some of you, maybe that's multiple people that you have to call or talk to. I just heard compare and contrast. So let's see what would be another message for the collective on innovation, ups and downs, and investment. Please and thank you. A wrong decision. So, oh, hey, that just flew out. So you do have investment here, and I did see you talking to multiple people. Make sure you're getting your information from a reputable source. But trust your discernment. These just came out. So you have a wrong decision and gambling coming out together. So I just heard maybe the stakes are high. I do feel like you should have some kind of plateau that you stop at. So let's see what this is. This might not be a message for everyone. So reckless behavior can lead to bad consequences. Just think before you act. I feel like if anyone tries to have you sign on the dotted line right away, there's a, you know, time is running out, you got to do this now. Maybe that's not the thing to do. If you feel weird at all, then you don't have to make a decision. You make your own choice. Don't go with, I'm getting like, don't go with everyone else. I kind of feel like some of you are going to like do something your own way, and not what everyone else is saying is the big old trend. And if any of you did make a wrong decision, I feel like you learned a lot. You won't make it again. You know, everyone messes up. Put it back together again a different way. You know, that was the wrong direction. And if some of you are gambling, I just see one of those things on the phone where it's kind of like a video game. I mean, this could be an actual casino or something like that. But this is kind of the same message here. And you saw how those cards kind of flew out. So if you feel like it's a big risk or like it's going to take too much and that takes your foundation away, that's not the place to put, you know, all those eggs in a basket, all those coins on the table. I just heard, hold your cards close to your chest. And I don't think that's you actually playing a game. I think that's more of an energy, like an energy thing. Like something you're working on or a plan you're coming up with. Excessive gambling can have dangerous consequences. Don't risk too much. So it is telling you to invest, but this is telling, it's interesting because I just pulled the investment. This is telling you it's not, don't do everything. Invest, you know, just the amount that you can afford to lose. And I feel like if you do lose, you're learning a lot and you're not going to lose again in the future. And for some of you, that makes no sense to you. So let's move along. I keep seeing that video game thing though. So I feel like there is some kind of addictive quality to something where it seems kind of fun in the beginning and you're like on a winning streak, but then you go too far. You know, like the phone things, it's like a fun little video game, but it's actually involving your actual money. And then I saw those actual, not gambling games, but I don't know what they are. They're like weird. It's actually just like a video game where you buy things that make your video game. I just see somebody like trying to build a house in a video game and you can like buy the furniture, but you're using your real money to buy furniture that's not real furniture. It's furniture on a game, which feels weird. So if that makes sense to you and that is something you are playing, maybe that's all money you can save instead of putting it into the la la land of a video and entertainment, and put it into something solid you can actually invest a little more wisely. Again, I am not here to give anybody financial advice. I'm just reading the cards. You always have to do your own research, see how you feel. Let's get another one. I feel like that's one message. What is one more for the collective? Yeah, you have a new, I love this card. You have a new beginning. And then you have this innovation. You have to let something go in order to have a new beginning. You have something beautiful on the horizon here. I don't know why when I look at that card, I see maybe something that has to do with Africa or Australia because of those trees. It's telling you to hit the reset button, start fresh, reboot. So maybe there is a transition. Also with this, I feel like I see someone actually hitting a button, and I just saw a vacation. So perhaps if you have an in-between time, you know, leaving one job, going into another one, even maybe leaving a partnership, leaving any situation in your life, that is that thing you're letting go of that was outdated here. I kind of feel like you do need some time to reboot. Whether that's just a little glow up on your own, but I do see kind of like you hitting a button and booking a vacation, something like that. I feel like these two go with the investments, and I kind of feel like that's with the new beginning. So let's get one more. One more message. You will start a new job and life, clean sweep over. So I just heard maybe you have to clean up the mess, make some room, pack the suitcase, unload something. Maybe some of you are actually moving. New home, new job, new partnership, new you. Feels really good. Let's see, one more. In investments. Apparently you guys need to hear this message because I was trying to get something over here, but this might be really important. You now have 4 cards that are talking about some kind of investment. Let's see what this says. It's telling you again, you know, 4 times now, if you're going to invest, do it wisely. Investments made will have a positive result that will bring prosperity. As long as you do something right, you do have big prosperity that can come into your life. But you have to have the discernment with what is a wise investment and what is not. And here, the first investment advice that came through was to invest in your education. That was the first message. So this is you educating yourself about, you know, how something can grow. Big plans for the future. It's going to give you something to fall back on, and it's going to bring you future prosperity. And it says made will have a positive result. So maybe you have to look at where it's more positive, but I feel like this is soft. It doesn't look like you're looking at the big spike, you know, the big win, the big payout, the big jackpot. I'm not seeing that. I feel like I see pennies. Pennies on the dollar, like pennies that add up. Small change can go a long way. That's sort of what I see. So maybe look for where it's like, kind of doesn't, like, I don't know, that study, that'll take 30 years. Well, maybe you don't have to invest as much, but it's something that over that 30 years, you know, you just sort of let something go, and before you know it, maybe there will be a spike or 2 or 3 or 4, but there's something where you can put less in and get more, but it might involve time. I feel like this is not a quick fix situation, and if there's anything that does come in really fast and you hit that like jackpot feeling, then maybe it's, I see you like taking something out or taking some of it out and then putting the investment in something smaller. I hope that's helpful. I'm just gonna go with those messages and let's go to something totally different. Let's do a message from the universe. What is a message from the universe that would be helpful? Wow, that flew out so fast. Of course, all of these are working together right now for you. Of course, you will make mistakes. It said that right here. But there's also something that you keep making a mistake on and you know it's not working. So you need to change that one where it's like the wrong decision over and over. Of course, you will make mistakes, but the biggest one would be to not try. This thing you've been thinking about for a long time, just go for it. Better an oops than a what if. We are here to support you. So you might have ups and downs in this new beginning ahead, but there is definitely something that is either being gifted to you by God. Here you go. You know that thing you've been dreaming about for I don't know how long, that thing that you keep praying about, we hear you. And we've been setting this up for you. Now you need to step through the portal. You need to release that old pattern, that old cycle, that old whatever, so that you have the room for this new energy to come in. But if you never step in that spotlight, step up to bat, ask that person out, have that education, invest in that thing, whether that's time, attention, energy, whatever it is, you have to go into the unknown to know. I don't feel like even if you fail or have a mistake, it's going to really backtrack you as much as being stuck in an old cycle. I feel like that's more stagnant and weird and constraining somehow. I feel like even if you fall down, you're going to get up and you're still going to expand in this place. I feel like this is it's such a blessing from God. Take the blessing because it will bring more blessings. I hear like face your fear, even if it's fear of success. Some people fear success. Then what do you do? Everything has to change. Can you handle it? Are you strong enough? You are. Absolutely. Because this is something that's been orchestrated by the divine for you and you are supported along the way. And to be in that energy of regret, to have these amazing ideas or things that, you have knowledge on or want to gain knowledge on. This beginning, this life, it says you have a whole new life. That's pretty big. It's also a little scary. But to sit there and have it be in your mind, and apparently not just in your mind, in your heart and in your soul, and then the opportunity is presented to you, and then you just sit on the bench, sit on the sidelines and say, oh, I know I could have failed. You could have hit that ball out of the stadium too, but you didn't even try. That's going to feel more regretful than missing the ball, dropping the ball. To have something, apparently this is something that you have been thinking about for a long time. So whatever that is for you, maybe it's something that you think about here and there, but it keeps coming back, stemming up in your soul like a little sparkle, and you get excited and then you never try it. Or you even put down plans, but never made the phone call. It's something that kind of was started, at least a fire in you, but it never got grounded. There's something that never got off the ground because you got in your own way. So this is all telling you, stop getting in your own way. Stop letting anybody else get in your way. You have divine support, reminding you how strong you are. And you are also going to get the right support along the way, whether that's spiritual or the right people that are coming in your life. Or you just believing in yourself more and more. So let's see. This messages are very strong today. Let's get you a spirit animal. What is a spirit animal? It has a message to be helpful for the collective. And then we'll get some tarot. Please and thank you. Some spirit animal message. You got a bunch. All right. The animals want to talk to you today. What is there? Personal choice. Nobility. You got two that kind of look the same. An elk and a white stag. Look at all your, look at your antlers. It's just like one is in the, they're different seasons though. Protector and adventure. I did see something about, interesting, because I said something to you guys about Australia, or Australia and Africa, right? All of those animals look like they're from Africa. It's also telling you this is it's like pick your own spirit animal. What's the first animal you thought of? Maybe that's your spirit animal. So it's telling you there is something here that's really big about your personal choice. That's about your free will. You know, there are many paths to a destination. But I do feel like you have to make a choice. Maybe you have many choices up ahead. Let's see. We have a lot of messages I didn't expect. Adventure. I love this. The orca whale. This is the same exact song. I said song. Same exact message as this one. That dare. I dare you. The universe is daring you. The orca whale is saying, I dare you to do it different. I feel like you're going to be pleasantly surprised. So dare to do things differently. Sing your wild song. You're going to, maybe some of you sing. You got to get a little wild. You got to throw in that wild card. You have to be the wild card. Manifest your travel dreams. I saw travel for sure. Attempt the great journey with confidence. Be loyal to friends and family because they're your treasures. Be brave. You are more powerful than you know. This is telling you here, you are too. I also feel like some of you do have some really beautiful new, soul family. So that can be blood, it can be friends, but people that are meant to be in your life. I do feel like there's going to be someone you're going to meet, or you already have in your life, that you can have some really amazing vacations with, which is not everybody. Sometimes you learn a lot about a person when you go away with them on vacation, but I feel like this is the right person. You can dive deep into conversation. Somebody you're emotionally connected to. You sing the same tune with or sing in harmony with. Maybe somebody is coming in, it kind of gets you out of your comfort zone. Maybe this is the person that's kind of like the wild card in your life, but I'm not getting that they're immature. I'm just getting this person is kind of a lot of fun. Attempt the great journey with confidence. And then you have the protector. It does say you're going to be protected and supported here. The white stag, you are an old soul. Your best friend is nature. Use your intuition and take you where you want to go. Awaken to the powerful force within you. You are meant to create blessings with your magic. So there's a lot of blessings coming in, but you're also going to create more yourself when you start to do something a little bit different. You have this like magician, old soul energy in you. I also keep getting the message that some of you have something you were like really successful at. You developed as a skill, either maybe even in this lifetime, but you kind of put it aside, or in another lifetime, and it's going to come back because you're meant to use it. I feel like I have to blow my nose. It's running and I don't want to do it on camera. Hold on one sec. That time of year, my sinuses are acting up a little bit. All right, we need to move along. I also just noticed the time, and I don't have that much time. So I do feel like this reading was pretty powerful. I hope it was helpful so far. I definitely feel there's a big transition coming in, but you gotta do something a little different here. You have to step into your personal power, make some different personal choices for yourself. Also put some energy into you. Don't, ignore the people that are there to help you. There's still a loyalty energy here. You're not giving that up, but you're just doing something different. Maybe you also have to look at who you're loyal to. Are they loyal back to you? I just keep hearing there's a different way to do it. There's a different way. So let's see, the nobility, it's like kings and queens, you know, meant to be in charge. Celebrate your accomplishments with humility. So it's getting off of your high elk. So you're going to have a lot of successful energy, but remain humble. Humility, even if it's humility as far as making bad decisions, bad investments in the past, ups and downs, messing up, stalling this beginning too long, you know, doing something different and it didn't work, having to ask for help. There's a lot of power in humility. There's a lot of strength. I feel like some of you, maybe I just hear, I'm sorry. I actually just thought of the Justin Bieber song. Maybe some of you need to apologize for something. That's not everybody. But if there's humility and I hear compassion, but truth with what you're saying, stepping up, following through, redirecting your attention. I feel like there's something you didn't follow through with. Maybe a promise you made. Yeah, I kind of feel like there's something that keeps sneaking back, even if you put it on the shelf that you know you have to attend to. I don't know if that's a conversation or a promise you made to yourself or someone else. Your ability to conquer challenges is limitless. You can conquer any challenge. You have to face it head on. Look at your big ass antlers, ×2. Which means you're not a young buck or fawn here. You know, you've gone through some experiences, some seasons to grow those antlers. I just thought of this song from Brent. Seasons of change, or that's so weird. What a weird song to come through. Personal choice. I'm like squatting here. I'm not used to this table. Personal choice. What animal? Close your eyes. So right now, close your eyes. And what animal do you imagine? What wisdom do they share? Embrace these qualities. If you did think of an unusual animal, or one pops in throughout the day or randomly, maybe look it up. This was definitely made with AI. I am going to show you a mistake. Maybe you do something with AI. There's a lion with the backside of a cheetah. How did they make this card and not notice it? Maybe you have to always look at your pictures. Look at the lion. Maybe that's a mistake. You know, you got to go back and correct this one or do the picture again. You know, maybe you didn't realize there was something that was a mistake that was pretty obvious right in front of you. Look at the lion. It goes into like the double cheetah body. So maybe it's something like that. You have to look at what didn't work and just kind of do it again. You know, it's a pretty picture, but maybe you need to put some white out on that situation there and put something different on that mistake. Maybe you have maybe actually that's a message. Maybe some of you have a spirit animal that's more like maybe it's like a phoenix, a griffin, a Pegasus, you know, something like that, where it's like part one animal and part another animal. Maybe your animal's more magical. So let's do a tarot because I don't have that much time. What tarot? I don't even know where my tarot is. Let's do this one. Wheel of the Year. I gotta even put this on the table. So let's get a couple of messages. Give you a little extra clarity. What's the time? Oh, I do have to go. I always do this. I'm like, oh, I have plenty of time. Plenty of time. I'll do a reading. I actually thought I'd do 2. But like 2 little short ones, but that doesn't ever seem to, that's not how my readings and messages seem to flow. So let's get a message. It's like once I'm in the flow and in the zone, I just have to like trust that the messages keep coming as they should. But I do have to give this one a cutoff. So what should we know that would be helpful? Ooh, this is your fear. You need to face this fear. This is the Nine of Swords, which is somebody that's in their head, not sleeping right. This person is running away from a weird flock of birds. So maybe this is a fear of what the flock will say, or what the gossip would be. What would they say if you went a different way? It does look like you've put up a fence. This is kind of a different portrayal of the Nine of Swords, but usually this is somebody that's in anxiety. They're worried about something they didn't do. They're worried about something they did do. It's sneaking up on them at night, and it's now affecting their sleep, which is now affecting their body, because it'll even stress them out in the day. I feel like there's something that's making you want to run away. Or somebody else, if this is somebody else. But here, it's still sort of stressing your body out, but it's that thing that you keep thinking of. Whatever that message was where it said that thing that you keep thinking of, well, you know what? Just go for it. Better an oops than a what if. And you're here to be you're going to be supported along the way. If it's that dream you keep having, it doesn't always have to be nightmares. How I see this upside down is your fantasy. Even replaying a specific beautiful day, but never recreating it, or, trying to have another beautiful moment like that, or a dream that you keep having, but then you never act upon it during the day. It's always a put off till tomorrow, put off till next week, put off till 5 year, in the 5-year plan, then you'll get to it. No, this is telling you it's going to keep giving you stress until you take a step. Even if it's just writing down your plan, making a phone call. Let's get clarity on this Nine of Swords. That's kind of a weird energy, but it's a minor arcana. This is under your control. You can change this. This is not a big universal energy coming in that you have to handle. This is small changes you can do that can adjust everything. I do feel like this is you leaving an environment where it's really weird. It feels very stressful. Look at that person. If even you're not running away, but that's how you feel inside around a certain group, maybe you're not vibrating with that flock. And a beautiful start to a beginning is leaving that flock. At least this one, even with its mistakes, looks like it's pretty, all of it's like, what is that? Like, the Garden of Eden. Like all of the animals are just chilling together. They're like, yeah, group photo. It's like the unusual family here. I just heard the name George. I just see someone taking a picture, like it's I saw a turtle taking a picture of all that, and he's like, George, you're not in the shot. Move over. And then I see somebody like photobombing. I don't know, maybe it's about a group. What is this? The Queen of Chalices. This is somebody who has an open heart. Somebody has that beautiful energy of Venus. She's so beautiful. She's the one that you want to tell your dreams to. She's sometimes a water sign, but it doesn't have to be. This could be a feminine energy in your life that is just emotionally open, or you feel open around. You feel like you could tell your dreams and your fears to this person, because she always has the energy of empathy. She's comfortable. I just heard vibrant, sensual, artistic, sensitive. If she is upside down, she could be part of that flock that makes you feel uncomfortable, though. I'm not going to give that a lot of attention. I don't have the time, nor does she deserve it, because that would be an emotional manipulator. Somebody that actually uses her sensitivity to understanding how others connect to something they love emotionally and makes them feel bad for it, or is so overwhelming in how she responds emotionally that she's almost like the martyr. Oh, it's me. It always happens to me. You can't do that because you would be causing everything. It's like there's something where it's like, whoo, she's not stable. And it's a very uncomfortable energy to be around her upside down. But she could also be very gold too. She just sort of manipulates someone else's emotions by what she says, because she knows that was the string to pull. So we're gonna just look at that quick, get one more. What is the final message for the collective? Please and thank you. You got the Four of Chalices, and that's at the bottom. The Two of Wands. Make a decision. Get out of the comfort zone. This could be somebody that's passionate coming in your life. This could be that passionate partner that wants to work on a project with you, go away on vacation, somebody that comes in your new journey. This, I kind of see it as somebody you work well with. You put your plans together, you put your differences together, you open each other's mind, you expand each other, you innovate and invent together, and what you can create together is so much bigger than something you would even do on your own. But it's usually someone really different. Look at that. They decided to work together. They're growing beans. Look at how big that bean is. What's that, like a kidney bean? It's not a little tiny bean. You've created your own, like, what's that, Jack and the Beanstalk here by whatever you did. You did something incredible by making a choice, by coloring outside the lines, by leaving the comfort zone. This is putting the plans into action. This is having that idea, booking the ticket, writing down the plan, having the conversation. You know, it could be a decision. Here, it's putting the plan down and then never getting past the two, talking about it with someone else and then not showing up. But somebody here is in the energy of boredom. They're lethargic. There's an opportunity right there, but they're staring out at nothing. They're not even recognizing, actually, usually there's only one beautiful cup. It's like, here you go. Here's your blessing from God. Do you want to take a sip? And this is somebody that's bored, looking the wrong way, daydreaming, but not really putting any solid plans into action. They're just not really satisfied with where they are. But this person has, it said something in one of these cards about connecting to nature. Like you are like nature. You actually have Mother Nature, the earth, fortifying, blessing, all of these cups right there on your windowsill. You just got to look a different way. You got to look down. You don't just have one blessing. This is you saying yes to that one blessing, and God is blessing you more and more and more. But if you refuse God's blessings, especially if you've been thinking about it, praying about it, or imagining it, and then it comes into your life and you're like, I don't know. That might take work. I'm not sure. Then you're telling the universe you don't want the blessing. Take the blessing. See where it leads you. It's going to open up more and more blessings for you. And even if it's getting you out of the house, out of this, boring situation, daydreaming, wondering, I feel like that rain here, it looks like it's spring. I feel like it's almost being as wild as just going outside and running in the rain. Like feeling it on your body, feeling those senses. Taking a sip. With this, I bid you adieu. I'd have to go. I love you so much. I hope this reading was helpful. Thank you so much for being here, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Bye.